Hey guys, NerdCount62, and today I'm going to make a video showing you guys everything we know about the customizer, LEGO DC Supervillains, and what I would like to see added to the customizer. So without further ado, let's get right into it. To start off, we see this scene of the customizer, where we see this guy breaking out of prison, and he's got the old guy hair from the old guy from earlier, so he'll either be playable or it'll be another character. Maybe it'll just be one of the default ones. We also see he has a Reverse Flash's body, so that's a confirmation. Well, we already know that Reverse Flash is going to be in the game, but it's cool that we know that his parts are going to be in the customizer. We also see Deathstroke's legs, and we see he's holding, on one hand it's a lobster, so that confirms that we'll not only get to use weapons, but also accessories. And the other hand, he's holding kind of magnifier speaker, I forgot what it's called, and so that also confirms the accessories thing. And then we see him spitting out some of the, chopping teeth or the wind-up teeth. So hopefully that's an ability that you could do in the game, because I think that would be so cool. So in the next scene, you can see that he's now wearing Deathstroke's body, Joker's pants, Catwoman's whip, a sombrero in green. Now I'm not sure if this is an actual character in the games. If it is, I'd like to know who it is. So if you find out, can you please tell me in the comment section down below. And we can see he has a weapon. This could mean one of the three things. Either it's a default weapon, it's just a random one, which, I'd like if this was an actual weapon. So it could also mean that you get to choose two colors for each default weapon, which could be pretty cool if they're like that. Or it could mean that this is the character's gun in the actual game. I think it's most likely to be Brainiac's gun, but that's just my opinion. You guys can tell me in the comment section down below what you guys think about whose gun this is, or what this gun might mean. And now we can see in the scene he's wearing, I'm not sure whose pants it is. It's either Ultraman or the Atom's. It's probably Ultraman's because, well, the Atom may not be playable in this game since Justice League went missing. But we can also see that he's wearing a chef's uniform, which could mean that he's a playable character, or that the chef uniform is just one of the default parts in Customizer. We can see the hair is from the news reporter from earlier, so it can mean she's playable, or just one of the default ones that you just put on a character. And then we can see that sombrero is still on his head. Next we can see he's either wearing construction worker legs, or Arkham character legs. So hopefully an Arkham character is playable in the game, or just an Arkham suit is something that you're able to use. And you can see he's wearing either a clown's body or something else. I can't really see that clearly, so I'm not sure. And then he's also still wearing that news reporter wig, and he's also holding Harley Quinn's hammer, which is pretty cool. So that confirms that Harley Quinn's hammer is going to be in the customizer. Then we can see that he has black pants. He's wearing the Joker's body, a chef hat, and a sword there. And then a mixer, and the mixer and the hat probably confirms that the chef will be a playable character. It's not just coincidence that all the parts are in the customizer. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure the chef will be a playable character. In the final scene, looks like he's wearing an Arkham outfit as a shirt, or a construction worker outfit. He's wearing shorts with hearts on them, and then he has a cape, which is pretty cool. So that confirms that the cape will be in the customizer, and he's holding a radio, which is pretty cool. Hopefully the radio is like a weapon that one of the characters in the game has, maybe for like Sonar Smash or something, and that's what you could use the radio for in the customizer too. So now let's move into some of the things that I hope will be in the customizer. Well, some of them are hope, some of them are think, some of them are both, some of them are none. So yeah, let's just get into that. So I actually have a couple slides of this. And first up we have hip attachments. So this would include things like skirts, tutus, tails. They never had them in the last game, so I really hope they have it in this game, because I could open it up to making so much more cooler characters. Next is foot attachments. That would be something like skates, rollerblades, maybe a surfboard. Surfboard could be an accessory though, so I'm not sure about that. But this would open up to a lot of cool things, because then you could create like Lego Batman Harley Quinn with a roller skates. I think that would be pretty cool. Next is colored body attachments. So in the last game we got some body attachments, and they were all attachments from the real game, but none of them were just like new curl that you could change color of. So I hope that could be in this game. Next is custom dual molded arms. So this would be like, right now we could change the color of the full arm, but what if we could change the color of the top arm and then change colors the bottom arms of the arms separately. And same with the legs. I think that would be pretty cool. Like a special molded pieces. So that could be maybe like a skeleton's body, kind of like we saw in LEGO Worlds. Or it could be maybe a pirate leg, a hook hand, robot arm, Sonic's head. Well, not Sonic, but maybe a character with a different head mold. Like kind of like in the last game there was Throg who had a new head mold, Capwolf, and all those other characters. But sadly we couldn't use their heads in the customizer. So that's what kind of where I got the inspiration from this. And then translucent and metallic colors. That would be like if we wanted to take maybe the hand and we wanted to make a translucent hand. So it kind of looks like you can see through it, or it's not even there. Then we could do that. Or maybe like a metallic foot. I think that would be pretty cool. Next is accessories and weapons in-game and custom colors. So that would mean like in the last game we could only custom color weapons. So for example, if I wanted to make a character with Captain America's shield, I couldn't do that. I had to make it just completely red. So I'm hopeful that in this game we could have things like, let's say, Joker's bang gun. We don't have to just color it all one color. We could actually get the bang design on it. And then next is accessories and weapons. That would mean like we could not only have weapons but accessories. So maybe like a handbag, a stereo, maybe a fish. Ability to add 2 types of weapons and accessories. So that would mean like we could add maybe, I'm trying to think of it right now. So how about like maybe 2 swords, and then he has guns in his pockets, kind of like Deadpool has. And then you can pull out swords at one time, and then pull out guns at a different time. And finally, dual colored capes, any style. So that would mean like the backpack from the LEGO Batman movie had half black, half gold cape. So hopefully in this game we could do something like that. I think that would be pretty cool. Next up is King's bow and arrow colored separately. So that would be like if you wanted your bow to be, let's say, yellow and you wanted your arrow to be green, you would actually do that. Because in like Marvel Super Heroes 2, your arrow was always black no matter what. So hopefully it would change that in this game. I think that would be pretty cool. Next is Death Skeleton. What I mean by this is when you die, instead of actually dying, your character just turns into a skeleton. Kind of like Deadpool and Wolverine from like Marvel Super Heroes. And that could be part of the health type, as well as hearts regenerate, which would mean your character just regenerates their hearts at random times. And you could use heart regenerate with Death Skeleton and a standard at the same time. I think that would be pretty cool. Next is 2 different weapons. So that would mean like maybe you wanted to hold in one hand, you wanted to hold a set of swords and a set of guns. And when you maybe tap X, you fight with the swords, or maybe when you press B, you take out the guns and shoot with them. I think that would be cool. Then weapons just in left hand. In the last game, we could only do both hands or right hands. Hopefully in this game, we could do just left hand. Finally, speech trail color style. By color, I just mean the color behind them. And style could mean like maybe you want it to resemble them, a bunch of the same character behind, or maybe you want a lightning speed trail. I don't know. I just think that would be pretty cool. So next is force field, bolts, and beams damage type optional. I'll get into the force field damage type later, but by this I mean you don't have to have a damage type, because in the LEGO Marvel Super Heroes 2, Spider-Man could shoot bolts, but it didn't have any damage type. So if we want to recreate Spider-Man, we can't do that because we have to choose a damage type. So that's one thing I wanted. Also force field types, so we could change the style of our force field. Then glide option on double tap A. So when or maybe just tap and hold would be a new button input, and then glide, we could choose styles for that. Wasn't 4 styles on abilities, so like right now we're limited to, for web sling, chain, vine, rope, and web, but wouldn't it be cool if we could add more to that, or more to bolts, so that we could actually have like a bullet instead of, or a spider web, and it doesn't have to be just 4 styles. Another one is water damage type. So right now we have ice, fire, electric, and then I can't think of that off my top of my head. But silver and sonar, and then hopefully they could add water to that. So I just think that would be pretty cool. And there's flight type / animation. So maybe when you fly, kind of like Silver Surfer, your character pulled out a surfboard and flies like that, or maybe they fly like Superman, maybe like Iron Man. And then solid head with color option. In the last game, we could just choose a character head from the game. We couldn't actually add our own custom blank head, so it would be hard to create characters that needed a blank head. So hopefully in this game we could do that, because I think that would be pretty cool. Character info is kind of like in Lego Movie Studios 2. There's a character card. Hopefully in this game you could change that character card for your custom character, because in the last game they just made up a random one for you. Next up is ability organs. What if when you use Vine Cut, they made you cut with your weapon? What if you didn't want to do it? Maybe you'd cut with a blade on your head or something with your foot or something. I think that would be cool. Then it's Big Fig Customizer, and we could customize your own Big Fig, kind of like in Lego Movie Superheroes. And except it would have way more options that you could use. And I think that would be a lot cool. It would kind of be like the regular customizer, except obviously you couldn't do as much just because of the limit of Big Figs. Next is quick ability option, which means, let's say you wanted to have all of Batman's powers. You could just type in Batman and it would give you all of his powers. Maybe they could do something similar to this, where you type in Batman and it just changes your character to Batman. And then you could change it from there. Maybe you want your character to look like Batman, but just change it a little bit. So I think that would be pretty cool. Next is idle animation chooser. So maybe in the idle animation, you don't just want your character to sit there and just sit there and do whatever. You want them to do a certain thing when you don't touch the controller. So that would be for this. Next is movement style. Maybe you want to make your character like glide across the ground or do certain things. That would be for this. You could choose the movement style of your character. And finally, and for this part, abilities that character in-game don't have. So maybe like in Lego Batman 3, they had no web sling. But hopefully, in this game, if they don't have web sling, you could actually make your characters have web sling. And I think that would be pretty cool. So next is change every color on the piece. That would mean, like, let's say Poison Ivy's hair has green and red on it. That means I could change both of those colors to a different color. So let's say I want to make the actual hair yellow and then with some red on it. Next is switch to other characters with different animations. That would mean, like, it kind of like Hulk. You could Hulk out and switch to another character. And maybe you could link two characters together. It would obviously take up 2 character slots. But let's say you want to make it so that you have Batman, and then you turn into like a Batman Hulk, and you could use that character in the Big Fig Customizer. I think that would be pretty cool. Then is fight when near objects and shoot bolts when far away from objects, kind of like Green Lantern can do in Lego Batman 3, where he shoots his bolts from his ring, but then when he's near an object, he could fight it. You can never do that in the Customizer, but you could do that with characters in the game, so I just really wish you could do that. Next is shapeshift with style, so kind of like you could make a character shapeshift, and then you could kind of change what they shapeshift into, kind of like Sandman can shapeshift into a cannon or a sandcastle. So I think that would be pretty cool. And next is make voice optional. This is one thing that I really want, because some characters don't have a voice and they don't speak at all. In the game you have to make the character have a voice. So I think it would be cool if that voice was optional. And the final 7 we have slow movement style. Right now there's only fast, super fast, and regular. Hopefully slow becomes movement style, maybe even super slow. Next is song style for music. This one's probably least likely, because in the last game we had Star-Lord or Atlas and Crew, where they could like take out their awesome mix and start jamming to some music. It would be cool if you could choose the song and music style and everything like that. Next is weapon damage types, kind of like in the Lego Movie video game, you got elemental weapons. Kind of sword is like all fire. It would be cool if you could do something like that. Next is appearance change according to environment. So kind of like most characters in Lego Movie Studios 2 wear diving masks when they go underwater. Hopefully you could do something like that. More button inputs. That could be like A, B. When you press A, B, something happens. Kind of like in Lego Dimensions, Sonic would turn into Supersonic. I think that would be pretty cool. And maybe like X, Z, or X, well, I'm talking about Xbox, X, Y, and it would change into something. And then use target bolts without bolts. This is a big one, because what if you wanted your character to be able to target something and on hold X, but then on tap X, you didn't want them to have bolts. And that's something that I've always wanted to do on a character, but I've never been able to do. So that'll wrap up for this video. I hope you guys liked it. If you don't, get to like, subscribe, and comment. Definitely let me know what you think in the comment section down below. And if you have any other suggestions for things you'd like to be in the game. One thing that I didn't mention is I love that they brought back codes. But of course, you guys can tell me everything that you think should be in the next customizer. I think it'll be. So see you guys later. LEGO came out 62.